Welcome back to Old War Stories with Uncle Jay. This one is called the Diagonally Sliced Cicada. Right now it happens to be August and we have those cicadas out there. If you have them by you, you know what they are. If you don't, you can look on Wikipedia and find out about them. We had tons of cicadas. In fact, I'll get to the diagonally sliced one in a bit. But there was a time, this has got to be around early 90s, 93 to 95, we'll say. It's the summer, the cicadas are out, it's got to be August, late July, early August, and for whatever reason, I came outside. It was dark out, it was nighttime, and there was a street light right across the street from my parents' house. And the street light was on because it was night and that, and there wasn't that much you were really going to see. And the streets were paved over with blacktop maybe 5 years prior, 3 years prior, somewhere in there. So they were still nice and black, if you will. And the cicadas are mostly black also, but I happened to notice something in the road. And I looked, and it was a cicada. And they were like making a trek to Mecca or some shit. He was like marching across the street. Now these things fly. These things fly. And this thing was walking itself across the street. And I look, and there's another one walking across the street. And another one. There must have been 12, 15 of these things that were marching across the street. It was the weirdest shit. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I don't know if they can't see at night or something, or they're looking, because I think they live in the ground for like 7 years or something before coming out, mating, and then they die anyway, or something like that. I don't know. They're curious little buggers, and anyways, these things were walking across the street, so I said, huh. And I wasn't afraid to pick one of these guys up, so I went and I picked him up. So I'm holding him, and I look at him, he's got his little bug eyes going on, and he got pissed off. And I learned a couple things. First of all, cicadas pee. Ask me how I know. And the other thing I learned, because of that, was to turn him so his ass is pointing away from me. So I learned that one pretty quick. And you had to watch where you held him, because he's got these legs that they weren't like sharp claws or anything that would like hurt you, but he could grab a leg up. Now you're holding him like this. He could grab a leg up and it'll dig into your skin. It won't puncture the skin or hurt you, but he'll grab on and you're like, oh my God, and you want to get rid of him. And he's like latched on there, so you got to like fling him or something. Anyway, I'm holding the cicadas, so you got to be quick with this. And I don't know, like I said, I was a teenager, whatever. I thought it would be fun. Let me throw him up into the air and see if he takes off. So here I got him, and I fling him up into the air. And he makes the angry cicada sound, which is sort of like, and I flung him up into the air, and he went, and he just plummeted back to the ground and bounced a few times. And I was like, huh? What the fuck with these things? This is weird. Maybe just this one can't fly. I don't know. I go pick up another one. Fling him up. Boom, boom, boom. So I must have done 5 or 6 of them, and I was having fun throwing these things up in the air and watching them crash back to the ground. And they sort of have like an exoskeleton or a hard shell on the outside kind of thing. So I don't know if it hurt them or whatever. Like I said, I was a teenager, so I really didn't give a shit. But anyhow, that's what I was doing. And then finally I grabbed one and flung him up in the air. And this one spread his wings and caught flight and fucking dive bombed me. He went like, yeah. And I was like, oh shit. So anyway, that was that little cicada story. But there's another one I was mowing the lawn. This was another day. Could have been the same summer, maybe the summer before, maybe the summer after. Truth of the matter is, it only matters to me, the person who's telling the story. It doesn't make a fuck of a difference to you. And I know that, but the storyteller has to give you these details for whatever reason, because they seem important. That's why I keep hemming and hawing on when it was, like it really actually mattered. But it's during the day. Another day. Could have been another summer, whatever it was, and I'm mowing the lawn. And the mower we had was an old Craftsman from Sears. 6.5 horsepower, I vaguely seem to remember. Probably a Briggs and Stratton engine on it, if I recall. I'm not really sure. And it had a bag on it. They didn't have mulching mowers. My dad bought this thing, I think, about 1984. And funny story, he still has and uses this mower today. My friend XJoe81X saw that thing once, and he's like, this thing isn't a mower, this is a fucking Cadillac. Because it was like really long, it was old school, you know. It wasn't these dinky little Chinese pieces of shit that they make today. It was all made in USA back then. Anyways, finished mowing the lawn, or the bag got full, but I needed to empty the bag regardless. Now, we had the garbage can at the curb. I guess they're picking it up the next day, or whatever it was. So the mower's running. I just finished the lawn, and I'm going down the driveway with it. And I said, oh, you know what? I made the mistake of doing this like on the driveway last time and left all kinds of grass clippings there. So let me put the mower in the street, so if the grass clippings go there, to hell with it. So that's what I did. I brought the mower over there, right in front of the garbage can, and just sort of parked it, and I heard tink! And I said, the hell was that? And I shut off the mower, and I got the bag out, and I dumped the bag in, all kinds of dust and green stuff and bad news coming out of the bag, as you would expect, emptying grass. And I look, and there's a cicada, sliced diagonally, and he's limping along. He lost like 2 of his legs, and it was like green and oozy inside, and that was a little weird, but I remember the diagonally sliced cicada. I don't know, that was a little strange. And one other little tiny cicada story. They make the sound, you could probably find the sound they make on Wikipedia, or just YouTube it or something if you don't know what they sound like. They're a very annoying sound, and there's lots of them going now, but it's hard to hear over the sound of the AC and the pool pump and everything else running. Anyhow, one day, now we didn't have air conditioning in my dad's house. We had the windows open day and night. They had screens on all of them. And one day, I went upstairs, my sister's room was upstairs, and I'm talking to her, and I'm like, damn, that cicada is so loud. What the hell? And we're like, is it in the house? And we're looking all around, and we don't know where the hell this thing could be. And I may have run outside or something. I came back in, and I said, oh, hey, I gotta take a leak. There was a bathroom upstairs there. So I went in the bathroom, and it was exceptionally loud. And then I looked, and there was a cicada with those little grabber things on his legs, and he had grabbed onto the outside of the screen, and he's going, and that's what the sound was on the screen. I think I just went, you know, and he popped off and flew away, and that was that. Anyway, that was the story of the cicadas. Thank you very much for watching this installment of Old War Stories with Uncle Jay, and I have plenty more in the future, so stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.